What's up guys, AshBFC here to bring you my Crysis 3 review. So yeah, I got the 360 version. I could have got the PC version, but I kind of didn't trust my system to play it. Because, I mean, you can look at all those websites that, you know, break down your system and stuff and kind of give you... it will show you the results of how well it'll perform on your system, but you can't really trust them that much. Apparently it's just... I would be able to play on high, according to most of them, but not maximum. Because my graphics card kind of falls short, which is kind of annoying, because I spent a lot of money on that thing. I only bought it like a year ago. It's just so expensive, it's PC gaming, but we're not here to talk about PC gaming. So I got the 360 version. So of course, the PC version looks far superior. Any PC fanboy is going to tell you that. Wah wah wah. But I mean, the PC version maxed out is like the best looking game ever. It looks unbelievable. But the console versions look freaking amazing too. So yeah, I mean, apparently according to Crytek, you know, they absolutely maxed out the power of the 360 and the PS3. They used every single bit of power that they both had. Yeah, so this is probably the best looking game on the consoles. Best looking game ever seen on consoles. It is a very pretty looking game. It really is. Particularly with some of the sequences you see, certain moments, like certain destructive moments. It's like, wow, it's pretty jaw-dropping stuff. So yeah, the third entry in the Crysis series. I do really enjoy the Crysis series. Mainly because it's different is what I like about it. Now in my last review, when I reviewed that piece of shit called Aliens Colonial Marines, I hate that game. You know, I talked about how increasingly bored I was becoming of the FPS genre and how, you know, how fed up I was. And what I meant by that was that I'm just bored of almost every goddamn shooter that comes out, and there's a lot of them that just keep getting churned out. They're all carbon copies of Call of Duty, that's my problem. They're all copy and paste, recycled, generic, same old shit, basically. They're all the friggin' same. They're all just trying to tap into the Call of Duty market. And I'm sick of it. But yeah, that's why one of the reasons I like Crysis, is because of it's a little bit different. And this game is no different. You know, this EA could have... I mean, I hate EA, don't get me wrong. They're an asshole company as well. But Crytek are a good developer, and you know, they could have easily gone the Call of Duty way. Right, let's change Crysis and let's try and tap into the Call of Duty market. They didn't. So any game that doesn't try to be Call of Duty gets my respect, unless it's that piece of shit called Aliens Colonial Marines. Yes, I don't know how to dig at it, but that game deserves it. But yeah, this game is great. I really like this. This is, you know, this is the more sort of the first-person shooter game I like, because you know, I love the open levels, and I'm pretty sure the levels are quite a bit more open than they were in Crysis 2. I'm not 100% sure. It seems a long time since I played Crysis 2. But I love the open world level. It's not just, you know, like a corridor shooter where it's very linear, and you know, I like that you can, you know, take multiple approaches to what you want to do. I mean, sure, you can do the whole run and gun thing if you like, which is always fun in short bursts for me. But what I like is that I can, you know, be a bit more tactical. I like to scope out my surroundings, see where everything is, mark all the enemies, find out where all the ammo is, and kind of pick off my targets one by one. That's what I like to do, and I like that. I like the option of, you know, having different ways to approach your gameplay, different styles. So everyone's kind of going to have kind of a different experience in this game, and I like that. Yeah, this probably is my favourite of the Crysis games, all three of them. I think it probably is. I had a ton of fun with this game. The campaign is really solid. It's a ton of fun. It's very, very similar to Crysis 2, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. I certainly will not call it recycled. You know, there's plenty of new weapons in there, and of course there's the Predator bow, which is awesome. I freaking love that weapon. Yeah, it's got a really solid campaign. It's a ton of fun. Like I said, there's multiple ways to approach the way you play it. You know, they're really amazing looking designed environments. It often caused me most of my deaths was how good this game looks. I wanted to stop and have a look at the amazing surroundings, and then boom, I'd get popped in the head and I'd be dead. That's not exactly a bad thing. But it's got a really solid campaign, although it is incredibly short. That's kind of one of the big flaws of this game. It's a very short campaign. The more hardcore guys could do this in one sitting. It's very, very short. I couldn't give you specifics. I mean, I don't know, 5 hours, 6 hours. I think it depends really on the player, but the more hardcore FPS guys will probably breeze through this in about 5 hours. It's very short, but very fun while it lasts. There's some absolutely amazing sequences. The story in this game is really, really good. I really enjoyed the story. I love it when, in a first-person shooter, when they tell a story that's actually good, because that's a rare thing in a first-person shooter. First of all, for it to have a story, and to have a story that's good. I like it when, instead of using crappy cutscenes, like, you know, those CGI cutscenes or whatever, the whole story gets told, you know, through the first-person perspective using the game engine and stuff, and that's kind of how all the story's told, through the eyes of the player. And it's also, I mean, some of the sequences you see, particularly some of the more destructive ones, like the destruction of this dam that happens, and, you know, the city collapsing, it looks absolutely amazing, and it's a really well told story. I really liked it. I mean, nothing absolutely mind-blowingly amazing, but very, very solid. I really liked it from beginning to end. And an unbelievable soundtrack as well. This game has got such an amazing soundtrack. I'm not sure who composed it, but it's very, very good. I love the main theme to this game, you know. I think that sounds awesome. It's got a very sort of shit's going down, time to save the world sort of thing to it. I like it. You can picture, like, you know, some slow motion scenes going on. I just love the entire soundtrack of this game. It's awesome. But another major flaw with this game is, despite it being very, very short, is it is quite a big one. It's the enemy AI. It's kind of really bad. I mean, it's not completely broken like I've seen in many games in the past, but it is noticeably bad. It kind of makes the game a little bit too easy, at least on normal settings anyway. So, but yeah, they're kind of really dumb. They got poor reaction time. Some of them kind of don't know what the hell they're doing. It often looks confused, and you can really exploit it and make the game quite easy. Yeah, it is really quite bad. Like I said, I have seen worse, but I would have rather seen the graphics be sacrificed in favour of better, you know, AI. But I think that's kind of one of the problems, is they spend so much time on the graphics they overlook some of the more important things. But, you know, it does kind of bring the game down. But like I said, it's not 100% broken, but it is very noticeable. And yeah, it kind of is a big flaw. But, you know, that aside, it's still fun. But you know, despite the poor AI and the criminally short campaign, of course, it has a very fun multiplayer to you know, to make up for the short single player. And now, if this was only a single player game, then it'd be a disgrace. But you know, you've got multiplayer to go at. It is very, very fun. Now, I'm no longer much of a multiplayer guy anymore. I used to be all about multiplayer back in the day. Yeah, I was tearing it up during the old Call of Duty days when Call of Duty was actually good. I was playing. Oh, I used to play everything online. I friggin' loved it. But nowadays, I just don't really feel that compelled anymore. I don't like a lot of the online games. I sort of check some of them out a little bit, maybe do an hour, but then I never feel myself, you know, getting the urge to come back and play them. But as soon as I booted up this multiplayer, I kind of got a little bit hooked, and I had quite a long session playing multiplayer. It is a ton of fun. Like, nothing groundbreaking, but it is a ton of fun. Really good map designs, and what I like is that you've actually got to kind of have a little bit of skill to be good at multiplayer in this game, which is always good, unlike a certain other series. But yeah, the multiplayer really is fun, and it's kind of reignited my love for multiplayer, which is always an awesome thing. And normally now I beat a game, I trade it in, but I'm going to keep hold of this game for a while, because I ain't doing multiplayer. I want to see how good I can get at this thing. It really is fun. It's always good to have a great multiplayer. But yeah, it's a really solid first-person shooter. We need more first-person shooters like the Crysis series. You know, it is another brilliant entry in a brilliant series. I really do like the Crysis series. Crytek are a good developer. Despite its flaws, and I know some of them are quite big male of the eye, it's still a really good first-person shooter. And if you ask me, you know, a game like this that actually has effort put into it, and is actual fun, and has variation, and is different and unique, this is the sort of first-person shooter that should be, you know, selling at the top, not Call of Duty. And it sucks that, you know, a game like this, you know, it will sell well. Hopefully, I'm hoping this will be the best selling in the series. But it ain't even going to come close to the Call of Duty sales. No first-person shooter is ever going to come close, at least not anytime soon. It just kind of sucks. That's the way it is. All those Call of Duty kids, they need to wake up and realise Call of Duty ain't the be-all and end-all of first-person shooters or games in general. There's so many better first-person shooters out there, and the Crysis series, particularly Crysis 3, is one of them. So you know, you need to go check this game out. Absolute must for Crysis fans. Absolute must for first-person shooter fans. It's a ton of fun. Like I said, if you're not really into single player, don't worry. You've got an awesome multiplayer to go at, and if you are into single player and multiplayer, then win-win. Yeah, this is a really good shooter, and this is, like I said, even though I did sort of criticise the first-person shooter genre, you know, when a game like this comes along, it restores my faith that there are still good first-person shooters out there, and yeah, good game, highly recommended. You know, go buy a game like this. You know, not to support EA, but to support Crytek and decent first-person shooters. And yeah, I really like this. I'm going to give it an 8.5. I mean, I could give it higher, but the short campaign and mainly, like I said, the terribly flawed AI just kind of bring it down a lot. But you know, whatever. Still, hell of a game. Good full round package from single player to multiplayer, and yeah, awesome game. So yeah, I love it. I'm gonna keep out of it, and I'm gonna go play some multiplayer right now. So yeah, it's my Crysis 3 review. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next review.